Okay, it's 6 a.m. We're off to AMC day. Only an hour late. It's all the same in the end, ain't it? Okay, 46.6. I've been as high as 46.8. That's average for the whole trip. And when it comes down to it, it's like $10 worth of gas to get here. And it's going to cost me like $60 in tolls here and back. How ridiculous is that? Thank you, government. Okay, we made it. This is mixed in with a street event, which should be pretty cool. Okay, we got that gauge cluster with the 4 gauges. So, okay, this is Sweet 66. That's the distributor I need for Junior. The Mallory. Good luck. Yeah. That's pretty nice. Said those bumper cards. barely videotaped anything. Those are some of the cars. I didn't videotape any of the racing. I like this track. So, had a good time. Hooked up with some of my friends that I only seem to see when I'm here. You know, we talk only on the internet, just like the YouTube situation. So, I saw Gary, I saw Brian, and 1965 Gremlin, I think that's his name. We've talked back and forth a lot on the forum, but I always get the name boggled, but I know exactly who it is. Yeah, I wish I could have taken pictures of his car. There's video of it. It's the 65 wagon. We've been talking about that car for years. So he's been wanting to do a show with me forever. And it's just, he's in Jersey, I'm on Long Island, so there's a definite, you know, distance, and there's city in between, so that makes it kind of odd. One of us has to go through the city. And, yeah, no, talked to him for hours if I don't have sunburn. But one of the better parts besides that was I got there, met a couple of my friends, hung out for a little while, walked through the vendors, picked up a couple of odds and ends, grabbed my chair, went into the bleachers, and just started watching drag racing. I've been wanting to do that. You know, it's funny, when the track was 20 minutes from my house, I didn't go. Now that I got to drive 3 hours, you know, it's like something's missing, you know what I mean? It's like I haven't had a chocolate bar in years, but now that I just mentioned it, I want one. So, yeah, so we're stopping to get a chocolate bar. Wow, it's 83 degrees here on the road leaving. It was 94 degrees at the track. What's that, a mile and a half, 2 miles back? That's a huge difference. And like every time I come here, there's no clouds. I don't think they make clouds in Maryland. We've been here where it's been 105 degrees and no clouds. And you just die. So usually when it's rained out now, they do in September, and it's, you know, a nice temperature, and it's like an awesome day. But wow, there's a Challenger lane up there, and that guy's weeds. So with that, I'm going to stop. I'm going to get some lunch, and then I'm going to hit the trafficy road home to Long Island. Cooler worked good. I got one water half drunk, another one waiting in the next 2 minutes to drink. I'll show you a couple of things I picked up. But I picked up a couple of things for the car. I picked up a set of cherry Concord emblems for the 2 quarter panels. Okay. One's mint and has the pins on it. One's mint and doesn't have the pins on it. And they don't look like they're broken off. I was wondering if originally it was held on with like the double-sided tape, but I really don't know. But the one that was mint with the pins was $3, and the one that was mint without the pins was $2. So I paid $5. I call that a score. But he also had a little vendor spot, and he was telling me that the stuff he has there, he does not want. If I want it, just take it. And I was like, no, I'm not taking nothing from nobody. I said, but I'll see what you have. If there's something there, I'll buy it from you. And we walked over, and I don't know if you guys remember when I assembled Junior's engine, I was hunting down the alternator brackets. He had the alternator bracket sitting there. He had a cross member, a small car tranny cross member with the double humps for dual exhaust, just like that's in Junior's car. He had one of those sitting there. He had a brand new in the box Valley pan gasket. He had, I don't even know what to use as reference, like the size of this but a little bit longer, mint. It said Rambler on it. Had 2 bolts. So on the outside you saw screws. On the other side you saw these 2 half chrome things that the screw didn't stick through. And basically what it was is when you put down your visor here, that bolted through, and those 2 little caps were here, and it had the mirror in it. but it didn't have the mirror, which was no big deal. And he handed that to me. What else? And I'm trying to think. I think that's all I got from him. And I wound up slipping. He wanted me to take it all for free. He insisted, but I wound up slipping him some money. There's no way I was taking it for free. I think that's all I got from him. The emblems I had gotten from somebody else. And then when I first got there, I saw this. Okay. No damage, no cracks, no scratches. I didn't even wipe it down yet. Okay. The chrome around the bezels is almost absolutely mint. Okay. The harness is there. The complete harness. Claims it works. He also had the gauge part hooks to the black part. Okay, so the tan piece comes off. He had 4 more of these tan pieces, but he had no more of the actual housing. Now this is the optional gauge cluster for a non-console Hornet, Concorde, and Spirit AMX. So that would go, it hooks to the bottom of the package tray and doesn't quite touch the floor on the tranny hump. I don't think it touches the floor. I think it's just above it, if I remember right. It even has air vents in there, so I think any of the heat that blows through that one side comes out. And it looks at you at an angle like this. And it's a clock, an amp meter, temperature, and oil pressure gauge. It doesn't really matter what they are to me. I had looked at them. For a clean one, they're a little pricey on the internet, and then you got to pay to ship them. And this one I actually was able to pick up in my hand and look at it, make sure there was no stress cracks everywhere, bolted and mounted. You know what I mean? There's absolutely nothing. It doesn't look like it's been in 20 different cars. So everything's fully intact. Okay, like I said, I don't have the harness to hook it to. Doesn't matter. I bought it more to just put it under the car. Me and Junior were looking into that early on. And like I said, either I would lose them on the bids or they were just ridiculous. And I wound up getting that one for $60. So I thought that would be a nice piece up under there. The question's going to be is, are we leaving it black or are we doing it red? And I said to Junior, I said, we obviously have the paint. To do with the red to match. I says, but I might leave it black. I'm going to put it up under there and see how it looks. Now, I can't put it there now because the package tray's out, if everybody remembers. But that'll, you know, block the whole area over here, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little it's a nice little feature to have on the cars. You know, to me it doesn't matter if it works. I got all the gauges anyway. The only thing, the Concorde has a clock. Concorde has a temperature gauge. From the factory, well, I have a oil pressure gauge. I just don't have an amp meter gauge. An amp meter gauge is burn the car to the ground anyway. So, yeah, I think it would be a nice little thing down there under the dashboard.